Hello again. It's Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV, talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week. And we are so glad that you joined us. Ashley Strummy out of town on special assignment this week. So Erin Crocker joins us. Erin Evernham. Erin Crocker
Either
Evernham.
one works. Either
exactly. I think about you with a sprint car and you're always Erin Crocker to me. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. Now, Erin is the co-host of our Tuesday and Thursday shows. You can find all of those on wingnation.com or all of the other channels that podcasts are on. But wingnation.com is just the simple one. So we talk to Erin all the time during the week as well, talking sprint car racing. Erin, there's a driver that is just rolling this year. Erin, the second part of this year, Aaron Reitzel, it is unreal what he's doing with the All-Stars right now.
It really is. I mean, he's been strong for a few years now, stronger, had great Knoxville, but man, this last month.
It's been unreal as how good he is. And Aaron's one of these guys, we've been doing Wing Nation since 2011.
Yep.
And he's one of these guys, he was Lucas Oil ASCS National Champion. And so we've watched him evolve and we've watched him grow. And now he's one of the premier drivers on the tour. In this month, he's won $52,000 at the Tuscarora 50. He's won $12,500 at the Dean Niddle Memorial. He's won Williams Grove, and he won the last time at Williams Grove. And it's the first time in the history of Williams Grove an All-Star regular has won there.
Yes.
So he did that.
Yeah.
He also has wins at Hagerstown, as recent as Sunday night, Bedford, Attica, and tonight they're racing at Eldora, part of the Four Crown. He needs to just qualify and he'll lock up the championship.
He's a great season.
It is just unreal. So good. Aaron Reitzel, he is so talented. That guy can wheel a race car. So just so much talent in our sport, really, truly is. Now, interesting, we're talking about and raving about Aaron Reitzel because what we're going to do next is from the Dirt Classic 6. It was on Speed Shift TV. Our buddy Blake Anderson with the call. Ironically, the one that he didn't win is our feature here because Brian Monteith got the win in the big one. It's our Drydene Diesel All Death-defying Move of the Week.
And now for the Drydene Death-defying Move of the Week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Aaron Reitzel leaves the bottom door open. Monteith continues to work hard. Brian Monteith just continues to knock on that back door. You have to assume one of these laps he's going to kick the door in. This is the one. Brian Monteith to the lead at lap 25. The Edge takes the lead.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Drydene Diesel All Death, the official DEF of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit drydene.com for more information.
We are so glad you joined us. It's Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV. Let's get to it. The Hercules Tire Hotline. And yes, sprint car royalty from the state of Pennsylvania. Lance Dewease is on the line. Hello, Lance. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Thanks for having me. Enjoying it.
Always great to catch up with you, Lance. When it doesn't seem possible, and we're moaning the fact that we're winding down the season, but here we are, end of September. How would you assess the 69K and how your year has been for you guys up in PA?
I would say it's been a B.
Yeah.
We, especially last month, probably about a C-. We've not been very good. Drivers been, not doing very good things in time trials and costing us a little bit. And, right now it really seems like starting spots mean everything in these races here at the end of the year, and we've not been very good at getting ourselves in a good starting spot.
Lance, when you say that the driver's been making some mistakes in time trials, I mean, you're a seasoned veteran who has qualified umpteen times. What kind of mistakes are you making? Are they things that they just happen, and obviously to say, as time goes, you're wishing you had made a better decision? Like, how does someone like yourself make mistakes? I didn't think it was possible.
Well, everybody makes mistakes. If they don't tell you they make mistakes, they're lying, because we all make mistakes. Just little things like Lincoln for the 20,000 to win Dirt Classic. I thought I ran the lines I needed to run. Well, in hindsight, I need to be up a little bit more aggressive. And some of that's kind of like a catch-22 because our car is normally so good. We can run corners a little different than other guys and be good, and we just weren't. And when I watch it, and I have watched the replay of it, but when I watched some of the other qualifying that night, I just didn't run the corners the way they need to be ran. And then the flip side of that, on Sunday at Hagerstown, I did the opposite. I drove the corner the first time and bounced it off the wall and killed my first lap. And then we turned to okay second lap, but I hurt the car. So just two mistakes back to back of opposite things that kind of cost us. And then some of it's we're not quite as good as we were last year or year before at this time, but we're working on it.
Yeah. When you have, I'm always curious about this with race car drivers, or really any athlete that does it. When you get out of the race car and you're like, oh, I should have done this, I should have gone harder at Lincoln, or I went too hard at Hagerstown. How do you move forward? Are you good at moving forward? Does it nag you? Does it bother you? How do you do that as an athlete?
Oh, I'm very good at moving forward.
Okay.
I forget about the past pretty quick.
Yeah.
I forget about. I remember the past.
Yeah.
I learned from it, try to learn from it, but I don't let it bug me. And a lot of that's because, I've been doing this so long, you can't let it bug you. You need to move forward and try to worry about the next race. And that's what makes our whole team so good. We try to learn from whatever happened the previous race, but when that race is over, we're moving forward and trying to get ready for the next one. Perfect example, Sunday, as soon as that race was over, we were discussing what we were doing for this coming race and try and get ready for the Grove National. Hagerstown was over. So it's just how our mindset is and how we work and try to, do it. And I think all the good teams do that. They try to learn from what they messed up or did wrong, but they forget about it and move forward.
Well, that's a lot easier said than done. I think a lot of young racers would love to learn how to do that. Lance, when you look back to Knoxville about a month and a half ago or more now, talk about the experience. The racing might not have gone as well as you'd liked, but how cool was it to have such a big push from Pennsylvania to get you to Iowa and everything that went on with Priority Aviation, sponsorship? Just talk about the whole time at Knoxville, what it was like for you guys.
It was the most enjoyable Knoxville I ever had in my life, Erin. We went out, we knew, and you know this as well as anybody, but we know how hard it is. People think it's the outside looking, and people think this can be easy, but it's not. It's very hard. And we went out and put ourselves in a good position, got ourselves locked in. We didn't race in either a main the way I thought we would be capable of racing, which was a little let down to me, which did bug me. It took me more than a day to get over that part of it. Took me a week or so. But the whole experience with the Priority Aviation sponsorship and just the people, I was at our short trailer almost every day, and the people coming up and thanking us for coming out, and I really enjoyed it. It's one of the few times I really enjoyed being at Knoxville, and I love the place out there. But all week long, I was just very relaxed and was having fun and doing all the different media stuff that Kendra had us doing, and the PA posse porch things, and it was just a great deal, and it was a lot of fun to me.
So it's great for you and to do that. And Donald, we know Donald is he kind of goes with it. What do you think? And then Davies, do you think Davey enjoyed it being out there?
I think so. I think he was really disappointed in our running. Which he gets that way anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
That's the thing that amazes me about him at that age. He still cares. He still gets upset. But they don't let it bug him. I'm sure it bugged him for a little bit, but they worry about the next one. But I think the areas we were concerned about, we did very good.
Yeah.
In the areas that we thought we would be okay in, we were no good in. So it kind of was, I think, a little bit of mixed opposite from what we originally thought to what really happened.
Yeah. Great experience for those of us followed along with it. It really was, and seeing that blue '69 car roll around Knoxville was just cool, and just good stuff. And knowing the Hall of Fame connection that the three of you have with Donnie, your owner, being in the Hall of Fame, Davey, the crew chief, being in the Hall of Fame, and you being there as well. I thought the whole experience was great. Lance, hang in there. Everyone else stick around. We've got more with Lance Dewease coming up. Want to remind you though, September is winding down here. You need to make sure you're registered for the free set of tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN and get registered for the September set of tires. More with Lance Dewease in just a moment.
Do a little shopping? Well, I heard an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and 10 keeps the competition away. I got you a Granny Smith, seeing you're a little sour.
From sweet to tart and everything in between, Sage Fruit supplies every variety of apple that shoppers may be looking for. For over 3 generations, they've been providing customers with only the best apples, pears, and cherries that Washington has to offer.
You're finally taking my advice.
Well, something like that. I figured out how to get my 10 apples in a day. Sage Fruit, it's the choice of champions.
Lance Dewease is our guest here on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. He joins us on the Hercules Tire hotline. And Lance, before the commercial break, we spent a lot of time talking racing, okay? I want to talk a little bit about another one of your passions. How's the golf game going?
It's getting there. We're getting a little better. We keep working on trying to get our handicap down, and it's kind of like my racing. It drives me a little bit. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, so it's kind of taken over, the competitive side of me, once the racing's ending, or, I'm slowing down the racing end of it. And, that's kind of the competitive side that I get to go compete in and have fun doing it. And it's definitely a challenge.
Now, when we talked before the break about racing, you said one thing that you think you're pretty good at is shutting things off as soon as you have a bad moment on the track. I would have to think that I just tried to pick up golf in the last few months, and I would have to think that golf helps that because, like you said, it's the hardest thing I've ever done, and it's the most frustrating sport I've ever played.
It's far from easy. It's actually in the tournaments that I play in, my racing end of it helps me with that, because I don't let stuff bug me. So if I have a bad hole, I can forget about it pretty quickly because it's just a game. It's just golf. It's not life and death. It's not.
Maybe I need to go back racing to help my golf.
Yeah, but I mean, you know as well as me, you go through the ups and downs in racing so much your whole life that it just golf's kind of the same way. You have to handle the ups and downs with a pretty level mind, and it's hard at sometimes, but it's fun, and we're getting there. We got a goal, maybe trying to qualify for U.S. Senior Amateur USGA event when I get old enough. So I got 2 years, I think, on that.
That's very
So I need to get
cool.
my handicap down some more, and so I can get eligible. I don't have no expectations of qualifying for it, but we're going to try to do some events to try to qualify for it, but just to see what I can do.
That's awesome.
Wow, once a competitor, always a competitor. Now, I love about once or twice a year on Twitter, you end up with a jab at Kyle Larson about golfing, or Larson has a jab about you. I like that relationship that you and Kyle have evolved over the golf course, because I know he's passionate about his golf too. And I mentioned that maybe he's one of them. If you could golf around, and this could be past, present, or anybody living or no longer with us, if you could golf around with 3 people in the racing world, who would they be and why?
Golf?
Yes, golf.
Well, I can't add in there. We go golfing as it is, so that's what a lot of people don't realize. We golf probably 2 or 3 times a year together when he's in this area. I think we did 3 times this year, and he's very passionate about his golfing, but not racing people. Wow, I'd have to try to think of this, who all golfs. I mean, Michael Waltrip might be fun to play golf with. I know he's pretty into it. Mm-hmm. Hamlin, just from being around Larson, Hamlin's a pretty good golfer, so I'd like to play with him once to see what he was like. Yeah. And I really don't know, because I really don't know who in the racing industry that's big in golf. I mean, that's I'm sure there's plenty of them. But I just don't know who I'd golf with anybody. I'd golf with you, Erin. I'd golf with you, Steve.
I could use some help.
we just we enjoy it. We just enjoy it a lot, and we're fortunate enough to have our own simulator here in the office. So wintertime's pretty fun here.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah. Like I said, my boss is he's about 3 strokes better than I am right now, handicap wise. So he don't like it when I get close to beating him. So he gets pretty competitive if I start getting close to beating him.
Now you're talking boss and work. What is the day job for Lance Dewease like?
Well, it's kind of easy day job sometimes, but sometimes it's hard. I have a great boss and my buddy Donald Owens. I mean, we give each other a blast of crap all the time and really are hard on each other. But I get to race. I get to race when I want to race. Yeah, I come. Perfect example. Tomorrow morning, I'll be heading to the race shop and be welding up a new race car instead of being here at the office. And he didn't know that until this morning when I showed up. You know what I mean? So I mean, but the flip side of that is, when stuff needs done, I do it. It don't matter if I'm at home. I mean, I can do everything at home that I can do here at the office. It don't matter if me and him are away on a golf trip somewhere together. I can do stuff on the road, and we're set up where if I have a laptop, I can do work if I need to get something done for the company. So I enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I've been very fortunate to be able to do things I've enjoyed last couple of years, work wise, besides racing, working here for him. And, if you're enjoying what you're doing, that's a good life to me.
Boy,
Sure
on a
is.
golf simulator there at the office, my gosh, that's pretty cool. Lance, and I'll be honest with you, and I think we mentioned this, we chat with our drivers before we come on the air. When he said his real job, I thought, well, wait a minute, he builds shocks and he drives a
Yeah.
69K, so we appreciate you sharing that you do have a real job. Donald Owens, of course, the owner of the 30C car that you drove in the past, so really, really neat stuff. Lance, it is always a pleasure to chat with you. We appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us here on Wing Nation.
Well, thanks for having me, Steve and Erin. And, happy to always come on when you want me to come on. I enjoy talking, and Wing Nation's done wonderful things for our sport, sprint car racing, and your passion for our sport has helped our sport immensely. And it's a sport I've loved. It's the only thing I've ever wanted done from the time I strapped in one, and someday that's going to come in the end, but I'm going to enjoy it as long as we can do it.
Then onto the golf course. So there you go.
Yep.
Thanks, Lance. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Wow. I just feel like when I get done talking to Lance Dewease, I feel like, hey, I always learn something, whether
Yeah.
it's technical or whatever it is. But I just feel like I'm a better person knowing this guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah, unreal. It really is. Hey, want to remind you again, Hercules Tires giving away a free set of tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV. It is your turn. Time to tweet your seat and show us what you're seeing along the way over the course of the weekend. Let's start up at Fremont. It was the Jim and Joanne Ford Classic. First off, look at this one from Travis. That's quite the curb down there in turn number 4 that he's sitting on. We have tweets from Travis, Robert, and Brett. Friday night, Tim Schaefer went Aliquippa on him and scored the win. Saturday night, Christopher Bell in a brand new race car picked up the win.
Next, we go to Hagerstown. On Sunday, it was the first time the All-Stars were at Hagerstown in 36 years.
That's amazing to me.
Winner, shocker,
Yeah.
Erin Reitzel, his 15th win of the season.
The night before, they were at the fabulous Lincoln Speedway. These tweets from Kenny, from Derek, from Matt, from Mary Beth. By the way, Mary Beth, a really nice shirt by that handsome man in that picture. And Bill as well. It was Dirt Classic number 6, $20,000 to win. Brian Monteith picked up his second win of the Classic over Danny Dietrich and Erin Reitzel.
Next, we're at Jackson Motorplex with our tweets from Marlin at the Casey's General Store Open Wheel Nationals. IRA bumper-to-bumper sprints. Friday, The North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog. Saturday, Austin McCarl, Terry McCarl, and Mark Dobmeyer on the podium.
Yeah.
They wrapped up their season.
I know, they wrapped up the year. They had 44 A mains and 35 different winners.
And they started off with all that rain.
I know, too.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's all the divisions and everything,
Yeah.
but still really, really fun stuff. Friday night, Williams Grove, tweets from Dave, from Scoot, from KSL, and Mindy. All-Stars, the Tommy Hintershitz Memorial. Well, Erin Reitzel did it again, this time over Lance Dewease and Gio Selzy.
Next, we go to Placerville with the NorCal Posse Shootout.
Yeah.
The tweet from Peterson Media. Saturday, Rico Abreu with the big win, $7,000 to win. And the podium rounded out with Shane Golubic and Kyle Hurst.
Over at Dodge City, it was the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, the Boot Hill Showdown. Friday night, it was Donnie Schott scoring the win. Saturday night, Brad Sweet, his 15th win of the season. What a year Sweet is having. Ian Madsen and Donnie Schatz were on the podium Saturday night at Dodge City.
Next, we're off to Lucas Oil Raceway for the Jesse Hockett Daniel McMillan Memorial ASCS National Tour race. And the tweet from Rob. Thursday, Blake Hahn won. Friday, Josh Bogman. Saturday, Blake Hahn with the big win over Mark Smith and Brady Bacon.
We talked to Blake just a couple of weeks ago here on the MAV TV show, and Tuesday we talked to him on our Wing Nation show as well. What a great young racer. And finally, Babs Motor Speedway, the Kevin Gobrick Memorial, was last Thursday night. Winner James McFadden picked up the win over Brock Zierfoss and Corey Eliason. So James McFadden, his great year continues. You know, dirt tracks are dirt tracks, not so fast. Logan Schuart describes the different kind of dirt tracks in our Drydene Insider.
So here we're at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway, one of the 90-some racetracks we go to a year. It's home of the Charlotte World Finals at the end of the year. We race on anything from a half mile to a quarter mile. This is, I think, what they call a 4/10 mile. I'd say it's, just as much a half mile. It's very big, it's wide, has wide corners, it's semi-high banked. Lots of times down here in the South, North Carolina, a lot of the racetracks will have like a red clay, and that's what you see here in Charlotte. You go out to Iowa, it's more black. You go up to Pennsylvania, and that's more of a red type of clay. It's one of the things you look at when it comes to when you race on the texture of the racetrack, how slick or fast it's going to be by how much moisture it has in it. But you can tell a lot by how much moisture it has in it by the color of the racetrack.
Do a little shopping? Well, I heard an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and 10 keeps the competition away. I got you a Granny Smith, seeing you're a little sour.
From sweet to tart and everything in between, Sage Fruit supplies every variety of apple that shoppers may be looking for. For over 3 generations, they've been providing customers with only the best apples, pears, and cherries that Washington has to offer.
You're finally taking my advice.
Well, something like that. I figured out how to get my 10 apples in a day. Sage Fruit, it's the choice of champions.
Nation presented by Sage Fruit. Erin Evernham filling in for Ashley Strummy. And we got so busy talking golf and the amateur nationals and everything with Lance. I wanted to ask about that National Open coming up next week.
I know.
But he was just off the rails.
I know. And Seniors Tour. How about that?
The Seniors Tour. That's phenomenal. World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars rolling into Williams Grove next weekend.
Yeah.
It is one of the big ones. The National Open, 53, 54, I forget what it is. It's $53,000 or $54,000 to win, or $55,000 to win, maybe even. Just one of the big ones there. What's so fascinating to me about this is you've got the World of Outlaw guys, your Brad Sweets, your David Gravels, your Donnie Schatz, your Pittmans, your Schuharts, guys like that. And you've got your posse guys like Lance, Danny Dietrich, Freddie Raymer, Lucas Wolf, guys like that are going to be tough. And then to me, who's going to be fascinating is Erin Reitzel in the middle of it, because he has figured out Williams Grove.
Yeah, you can't count him out.
So, going to be good stuff. That is for sure. Hey, we appreciate Lance Dewease joining us. More important than all of that, though, thank you for joining us here today on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit.